the Brown County Antique Show in Brown County, Indiana, in little Nashville. And what year of hay baler do you have here? And what brand is it?
Baler does not have a serial number, so it's someplace between 38 and 48.
Okay.
The engine, however, does have a serial number. When I married the two together, it's a 42.
Okay. So what kind of motor is that?
It's an LV to 3 to 5. People are into the hit and miss.
Okay.
They have them sitting around and they're hopping it.
Okay.
This has got a radiator on it. It's called an endurance engine.
Yeah.
And that'll come off a 4-bolt, and you can put it on your wash machine or any other piece of farm equipment.
Okay, so you're kind of a universal engine. You could get one engine and you bale hay one time of the year, and then in the spring you get it. All right, so that makes good sense. Farmers are pretty thrifty lot, aren't they?
They also put this on the corn shredders and corn binders. They put it on some of the corn binders.
Okay. And so does what type of baler is this? Is it a
International Barbecue Series number 15.
Okay.
And I've got rubber tires on it. However, somebody made them.
Yeah, they look like cut downs, right? What we're talking about a cut down is where they cut the metal wheel off and put these welded a tire, a rim and a tire. Yeah, it makes transport a lot easier, don't it?
Well, and here, this particular model did come with steel or rubber tires. So somebody made these.
Yeah. And it's cheaper to buy them with the metal wheels, and then later on they went, maybe that wasn't such a good idea, but they didn't know at the time.
The guy that made these wasn't terribly skilled, but it worked.
Yeah.
And he was very selective on his tires.
Yeah.
There's 4 tires on this.
Right.
They're all 4 different brands.
Well, probably what the cars, the pickup trucks blew out, and this is what was left.
Yeah.
Okay. So how you do this? I was watching you guys. You put the wire, get these blocks.
Okay, there's blocks in between each bale.
Right.
And it's 2-sided. So you put the wire through and then back around and tie it.
So that's what these slots are here in the baler. That goes in between the bale right here, and that gives you room to put your wire through there, and then you poke it through. Here's one out to the next round, and then you tie it here.
All things possible with that loop that's already put on the wire.
Okay. Yeah, you probably couldn't put that through there.
Yeah,
the wire.
A lot of people, I see them at shows that's got these, and they use the other end. That's incorrect.
Okay.
It'll go wherever it wants to.
Right.
This one will go
right in the slot. Right.
And like mentioned, you can put 2 or 3 wire on this.
Yeah, and then you look here, these are dovetailed, so that it's going to be narrower and you got a better chance of getting through there. Was that the way they were, or is that a modification from the original?
No, it's somewhat of a duplication of the original. Actually, it's a closer duplication to my 2-horse stationary hay press.
Okay.
Now, the big difference, they have cleats for the dogs up there to go in.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
The plunger pushes forward. These dogs will pop out. But when the block goes high, they'll come in, and that keeps the hay going back into the field.
All right. So then, whenever it's time to make another bale, you put this thing down and it puts it in there without.
Let the sun kind of clear out. Yeah. And then it'll pop the block in.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This one is very high horsepower. It doesn't have this speed ahead.
Okay.
All of this is up in the 30s and the 40s. A lot of rules and laws come out.
Yeah.
Because of danger or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be very easily, you can get something in there that you don't want to
See, some of them had 2 sets of big bow gears like this.
Okay.
And
is that just for more capacity?
See, it's off center here.
Right.
And that's where you're getting your mechanical advantage back here.
And, okay. Yeah, just kind of almost like a steam engine or anything else. You know, it has a crankshaft.
Now, they had some different configurations. See, this one, this is original. That engine bolts down with 4 bolts, so you move it off and use it. However, they actually add another shaft. And there's a couple ways they did it, so they could belt drive it. This one is strictly set up for an engine.
Okay, all right. Well, so it's always had an engine. It never was belt driven or
wasn't
anything.
on it when I got it, but we found it, and
well, you know, they probably
it wasn't stuck, and the valves was out of it. We put valves in it, but I think we're going to have to put rings in it.
Yeah, it wasn't smoking too bad.
Well,
hard to start.
It sets and loses its compression.
Ooh,
that makes it hard to start.
Yeah, I'll say if you got one that don't have any compression, usually they're hard to start.
Yeah, we didn't
so it's got a crank that goes in there, right?
Get it started.
Yeah, that. Of course, you know, probably got a magneto on it. You know.
Oh yeah, it's got a magneto.
Yeah, those. So when you work on a magneto, do you got like a sacrifice a goat or something to get them to work?
No, they're
easy. They're
very
easy.
Dependable. Very dependable.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't hear if you don't hear that impulse,
click.
See what it does, it discharges at a sharper, a higher voltage than a point swill.
Right.
It actually does it higher. However, there's you know, things do wear out in it.
Oh yeah. Or people get in there and start changing the lag angle on them and makes them real hard to start and things.
Some of the mags are easy to put them back together for different rotation.
Yeah.
And people do it wrong. It's like one here here at show, a young kid brought a nice looking tractor. He'd restored it. Yeah. And but it had a skip and hiss missing to it, and we were listening to it talking, and he says, "Sounds good, doesn't it?" And I said, well, I said, it's got a problem. I said, they don't run like that. Yeah. And me and another boy, we took him over to one that was running correctly. Yeah. And so I had him shut it off, and we cranked it over, and there was no impulse. And I said, he got it back together backwards. Yeah. And the guy with me, we call him Mr. John Deere, and he pulled that mag off and took it apart, put it back together, and put it on there, and the kid couldn't believe how much better it run.
Probably had a little more power.
Well, it probably did.
Imagine it was probably very hard to start without that lag.
Well,
lag angle set right.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
But of course, it had an electric starter. That helped.
Yeah. Well, all right. What's your name? I never did get that.
Rodger Daniel.
Sure, I get it. Okay, Rodger Daniel.
Yep.
And
this is John Daniel. That's my first cousin.
All right. Got the. So was this a family machine?
No, I bought this from Richard Faraday from Bedford.
Okay.
And he'd had it. They run it down there in Lawrence County for a while, and they actually belt driven. Yeah. And the first time we run it, and that one video is on there. Yeah. It's been run with a little C farmall. Yeah. And we belt driven, but you just got to idle them. They run too fast. Yeah. And the only thing I found that was running or could run at that time to see if it even worked, because I'd had it for 5 years and never moved. And I hooked a 70 John Deere to it, and you had to take the idle screw past stop on it.
Just barely putt.
Yeah, you had to just barely get it putting.
All right. Well, let's look at this bell here. That looks very interesting. So why would you need a bell on the hay baler? You're going to be right here. Is that so you knew what does that signal? I know you can see how it works.
That
but why?
It catches this one, the original international bell. Yeah. Has a finger comes down here, and the wire triggers it. And actually, bell has to go on that side. Okay. This one has a measuring wheel, which a lot of them did. Oh, okay. And so it measured it. Yeah. Right there is it.
So it tells you when to put the block in to make it the right thing. All right.
But see, I bought this, didn't know what it was. We got it, and we got to looking at it. Yeah. And you know what that is?
Have no clue. I bet you'll tell me.
That's the world with the eagle on top of it.
Oh, so that's a case, huh? All right.
And
well, your secret's safe with me. I won't tell nobody.
That's all right. It's Case International.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're way ahead of the curve, huh?
Yeah. But,
all right.
you know, that thing was on a board when I bought it.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, nobody's going to see it. So this old thing, I'm not going to paint it.
Yeah.
So I just cut a hole in it and mounted it. And we don't run it steady enough, long enough to get it functioning.
Okay.
But it makes more noise than the International bale does.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller.
All right, well.
So he's got older model that has been in the family.
Yeah.
We have a 2-horse.
Okay.
And it's on there several places. YouTube, it's on there. In fact, I think they showed it after the recent Eleanor show.
All right, so you was down there then, huh?
Yeah,
yeah.